Good morning. Can we start, sir? I would first give you the sequence of things that we are going to follow in the class. First and foremost will be the theme that I will be delivering. I will tell you what theme it is. And even before that, maybe perhaps I would want to introduce myself because that's the way gentlemen generally talk to one another. First of all, you must know whom you are listening to. Otherwise, questions बहुत होंगे mind में, doubts बहुत होंगे rather than questions. So first I would introduce myself, then we will talk about the theme being I am going to focus on why, what and how of anthropology. That's I think most of the people come with that thing in mind. Yesterday I was watching this movie. क्या था बेटा? Kundapalam. Did you watch that movie? Good. You must watch movies. The first and foremost thing that you learn to do once you join my classes is to watch movies. ठीक है. फिर बाद में जो भी है, because movie industry, especially Telugu industry, has been spending a lot on teaching what anthropology is. And in that movie, the hero has anthropology as an optional subject. But the glaring mistake done by the director is that he was selected for Indian Forest Service. So thoda sa background check hona chahiye, exam ka, pattern ka and all that stuff. And for those, anybody from outside the Telugu region here who is attending in the offline. Kahan se beta? From where are you? Huh? శ్రీకాకుళం తెలుగే కదా తెలంగాణ అనలేదు బంగారం తెలుగు కదా యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ సార్ महाराष्ट्र आप पटना से थैंक यू सो आप लोगों के लिए दिस विल बी एन एडिशनल थिंग दैट वी आर गोइंग टू गिव इन द क्लासेस हम आपको बहुत कुछ लोकल स्लैंग सिखाएंगे और लोकल क्यूजाइन खिलाएंगे and we will also be exposing you to several things that are typical Hyderabadi. By the time you are going to leave Hyderabad, you would behave like a Nawab, laid back and kind of a stuff. So uske baad mein, once I deliver that particular talk, then I will take question and answers both from the online or aap logon se bhi. In the online mode, if any questions are coming, kindly post them to me as and when they are asking. That's me sometime back. So the theme of what we are going to talk about today is why, what and how of anthropology. For my general understanding, anybody who did anthropology before in your college? That's very incredible and beautiful. Because not knowing anything, sir, wo echo aa raha hai, sound echo aa raha hai. Not knowing anything about the subject, you have plunged into it. Not knowing how deep it is and what are the dangers that are involved. I don't know who motivated you so much, but then you took a deep plunge there. But I am sure the waters, however deep they are, I think they have been safe enough for people who had been trusting that particular waters. That's how things have been. Several people keep asking me, ma'am, itne saalon se exam mein anthro was doing good. What do you think? Abhi kya hone wala hai? Future we don't know. I can only pray that future also would be as rosy as possible, like how it was before. But then let's see how other things are. You know him?
Yeah, previous president of
नाम कुछ Ashraf Ghani. Why we are talking about him? Today why are we talking about him? because he was an anthropologist. He studied social anthropology. He taught social anthropology at Johns Hopkins. Not simply him, there are good lot of other people who have, so that's the gentleman. I mean, for a proof, I got that. Anthropologist from Columbia. So he is from Columbia University. I didn't want you to take any risk. One of the very prominent leaders in Africa. This was a man who was into various rights movements, and he was actively involved in various resolving of various ethnic struggles in Africa. Studied cultural anthropology again. This was one article that was published 2018. I thought I would get something for you here. Whatever I am underlining, you try to go through those lines. To the Polish government, the Department of Anthropology had actually submitted a report, request. AAA stands for American Anthropological Association, and that article was published in American Anthropological Association. As I can read from there, anthropologist runs the World Bank. You have to see which president of World Bank was an anthropologist. UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. Prince of Wales is an anthropologist, and various other people. And not to ignore President Obama's mother. She was also an anthropologist. So it is not a subject that is not known to humanity. Yeah, it was known to humanity, had been taken up very, very seriously by the global community, and that's where it is. The very cute looking Obama and his mother, and that is the name of the book written by so and so, The Untold Story of Barack Obama's Mother. This was a man who was brought up by an anthropologist mother, and hence the kind of personality that he had developed. So it may be a very long and strong message to all the to-be mothers here, that after studying anthropology, maybe perhaps you will produce that mankind which would have that capability and ability to handle things of diversity. Are all there? So you have taken a subject which is being studied by people who are very, very prestigious, people who made their name in the world. Let me on that note bring to you, so the three things: why, what, and how of anthropology. We will start with why. So because you are sitting right in front of me, you have any question you can raise whenever you would want to. You need not actually wait till the end of the talk. Keep the mic ready so that if at all you would want to ask a question, raise your hand. People will give you the mic, you can ask the question. The reason why you are here, of course, I don't think there is due thought on that. One may be in the exam of optional anthropology itself. The second one is in general for the other aspects. Now, as far as this is concerned, we are writing for that, and maybe perhaps, what's your target, sir? What's your target? 300 plus. 300 plus is a pretty, I can say that, pretty comfortable, not so very challenging. or the target has to be slightly challenging in order for you to do better. अब इतने scores से आप fight करने जाओगे तो definitely कहीं ना कहीं तो things would be compromised and you might be getting a little less than that. So keep it a little higher. Make your target 340. If you are making your target 340, maybe perhaps you will be able to reach to that 320, no, 310 very comfortably. And so basically for the examination, the requirement of the need of anthropology or the help that you get from anthropology, one is from your optional subject itself. Second thing is, in the other parts of your syllabus, this is one other question people keep asking me. Where else, we can use anthropology in the preparation? Kind of. So there we see that there are good lot of topics in Indian society, and social sector. We have huge lot of things related to disadvantaged sections of society. Over and above that, in the topics related to general essay, the themes that we are going to study, the methodology of study that we are going to adopt in the subject are going to be extremely helpful. Because you see, the underlying theme of this particular subject is the oppressed sections, the suffering, the disadvantaged ones. And if at all I specifically name people like scheduled castes, members of scheduled tribes, other tribal populations, and people belonging to OBCs, and people suffering from linguistic biases, people having issues related to regionalism, issues such as nationalism. Sir, are you given the syllabus document in the kit that is given to you? आप एक बार वो handout देखिएगा. You haven't, yeah. Those of you who are there in the online, I think the script might have been attached. Sir, attach किए, confirm कर लीजिए. हाँ. So those of you who are watching online, you can also open the document there, and we will try to look for these names. Look at paper 2, last part of your paper 2. When you go to the last segment of paper 2, you find this word, issues related to communalism, nationalism, regionalism, all isms out there. These are very hot topics, very contemporary, and how exactly to deal with them. These have been very uncomfortable topics to talk, to deal with, and to find a solution about. And those are the kind of topics that are taken up in this particular subject, apart from the whole lot of other things. We will see what other things are. So this is one related to in the examination per se, where exactly the syllabus is of utility. Second thing is, outside the exam, maybe as an administrator, as a human in general, the subject helps people to evolve, to take decisions. See, there are so many things. Every subject comes up with its own strengths, with its own ways of application. When it comes to this subject, I mean, this is one statement that I am making here. This statement will help you understand the subject, help you appreciate the subject. And that's what is the theme actually. See, when somebody asks you, what did you study, man? BA. With what? With what subjects?
History and Public Administration.
Somebody from the back, madam, up last mein, what subjects you studied? Dental. Oh, great. I had a dental thing yesterday. And you are here. BDS के MDS हो गया. BDS, very good. इसके बाद कर लेंगे MDS, I mean selection के बाद. Sir, after having done that, after having done this, आप sir, with a beautiful beard. Oh, great. I was also a civil engineer, ages ago. So उसके बाद C भी भूल गए, well, that's a different thing. And now you are here, such a diverse 3 people. I mean, luckily the ones that I have picked up, all 3 of you coming from different departments, different disciplines. When you are coming from different departments, you might be having a different central theme of study. Your theme of study was different. Your approach towards the content was different. Here our theme is, we will see what our theme is. But then the basic thing that we are going to focus in this subject is to have a better understanding of the other persons. You get my point? Now I'll pick up somebody else. Your name, sir? Subramanya. When was the last time you had a major fight, married? You have a friend? Yeah. When was the last time that you had a major fight with her? అరే అరే ఇలా అంటే అదే అనమాట. So you have boyfriends? I mean, you have friends. Yeah, great. When was the last time you had a major fight with them?
In the month of July.
In the month of, so accurate. How you remember so accurately? Was it so major that it went into history as a major event? What happened?
Regarding UPSC,
Okay, good.
we both came here to Ashok Nagar to join coaching.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Great.
so we both joined, but he is keeping on demotivating myself.
Demotivating you. Okay. So you left him?
He left me.
This is the other way around. I thought because he is demotivating you, you chose to opt out.
No, I was keeping on motivating him. I'll take him to the Tank Bund Road. I was spending some time.
Tangbandlo.
Yes, I was. He is my friend, ma'am. I have to take responsibility.
True.
So I was keeping on motivating him. You should not take. So after finishing that, you won't be getting a rank, but you won't be getting a service, but you will become wise. So I was keeping on motivating him. He is one of my best friend, ma'am. But today I lost him, but I didn't
Lost ante.
like that only, ma'am. Because it is more important than.
True. This is one practical thing. Maybe perhaps, when you study the subject, you would start looking at things from a different perspective. You would try to think from their perspective. That's very difficult. So once you are an administrator, if there is a problem, in order to find out what exactly the issue of the nerve, you would have to have a 360-degree understanding of that issue, and different perspectives you will have to pick up. And that phenomena, that methodology of getting that 360-degree view of any issue is what is the central theme of anthropology. See, when you have come from different disciplines altogether and did not know anthropology before, I'm sure, you did not know anthropology before. Maybe perhaps one fine day when that gyan had come to you, that in UPSC I have to select a subject that is highly scoring. Somebody must have suggested to you, then you came to know, you googled at that time, what is this name all about? And you did that? What exactly it might mean? And then you might have found several descriptions and several answers, and some of them you might have thought very interesting. Those of you who googled for the first time about anthropology, what was that interested you? Sir, me perandi? Your name, sir? Charan. Ram Charan. Kada. Sai Charan. Okay. You googled about the subject. What was it that looked interesting? Peddiga. Anybody else? Don't make me blush, okay? Anything else? Manam separate maadukundam. What else you found? Hanji sir, please. Linguistics.
Language evolved,
Okay.
how essence developed,
Hmm.
how people varied in their own language.
What's your background actually?
Mine is BTech.
BTech. Okay.
Yeah, engineering in computer science.
So you learned languages there, so you were interested in these languages also.
In my graduation there are many languages for coding. So those were technically developed. So I was interested like how were the verbals were developed, how the literature was evolved and all.
Great. So for him, literature was something that was central. Anybody else who got interest? Hanji sir, please. Your name, sir? Mallikarjun. Okay, बताइए. हाँ.
Purushartha Ashrama. And I'm interested, I have already covered in ancient, madam. So I can get some more detail in these subjects.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically you would want to know about the Purusharthas, meaning of your life, and
Something like
ashramas also. To which ashrama you would want to go?
Nothing like that, madam. But when I'm reading, for example, when I'm reading Jajmani system, madam, the portrayal of society is somewhat different, madam. But the reality is something different, madam.
So you wanted to know the reality?
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you so much. So everybody has got their own areas of interest, because of which you must have thought that, okay, let me pick up this subject and see. Now, right now you understand this. One of the very significant characteristic of this discipline is to make an effort that the reader, the student of the subject, would be in a position to better understand the other people and try to give maybe a solution that is rather unconventional. That is the basic theme. So if somebody asks you that what exactly you are learning in this subject, these couple of lines can help you give a better answer. Definitely your parents or somebody in your friends and relatives might be asking, we never heard of this subject, what exactly it means. The first meaning is this. We are going to see as the course commences, and then as we go into the details of the course, we will tell you various other applications and various other uses and ways of studying this particular subject. On that note, let me begin. I'll look at what of the subject. When I say what, my focus is on what content you are going to study in the subject. When we say content, different books that people write have different themes. The same subject can be presented in different ways. One of the ways of studying the content, basically it is a human-centric subject. So human is the central theme, human-centric subject. When we say anthro, it is nothing but human, study of the human from different parameters. So the first way of studying is what we call study of man temporally. Across the time you would be studying, from the past to the present to the future. And in each of these three realms, there might be variety of things that you would be studying. So this is one way of studying, that is starting from the past to present to future. That is one other way of studying. Secondly, look at your syllabus, chapter 1, paper 1. We have here what is called branches of anthropology. Did you see? Branches of anthropology. So the second way of studying is branches based study. Your syllabus there gives a fourfold classification of the subject. As you could see, you have one that is socio-cultural anthropology, biological anthropology, what else, sir? Archaeological and linguistic. This is a very conventional classification, conventional way of arranging the subject, which we call classical way of arranging, the classical branches. in today's time, we see that several new branches have been added, either within the existing ones. So if 4 branches are there, interconnections are also there. Right now I am putting them separate from one another. So some branches have come as a part of the existing ones, and some, so these are the 1, 2, 3, 4 conventional branches that are there. We see that newer branches have emerged in each one of them, and sometimes we see the altogether new branch being added to the existing 4 branches. So in the process of studying the subject, we are going to see what is the information, what is the know-how, what is the application of each of those branches, and how it is getting diversified. I'll give you some very interesting names. I'm sure you would love them. We have new branches such as digital anthropology. We have something like Facebook anthropology. Look at your syllabus, chapter 12, paper 1. We have things like forensic anthropology, defense anthropology, sports anthropology. Paper 1, chapter 12. Several others. When I am giving these are only a handful of things. Huge number of other branches with the latest information, latest applications. The subject has been expanding, and that is how questions also come in your paper. I will give you one example. In your handout, 2020 question paper is added, sir. You can see paper 1, 2020 question paper. Section B, question number 5C. Experiential ethnography. This is one of the recently added branches of anthropology. Ethnography is the old name of anthropology. So experiential anthropology, this is one new branch that has emerged, and examiner will not strictly follow those terminologies that are given in the syllabus. He would try to look into the details, and any new discoveries, any new things that are added to the subject, questions are generally framed on such kind of things. So this is one small example of how question can be asked. Okay? Now, this is one. So branches based study. Thirdly, the study can be, we will look at the basic syllabus a little while later. I am trying to give you an information about in what ways one can approach the subject. We are not going to approach the subject like from chapter 1 in paper 1 to chapter 12, and then we'll start with chapter 1 in paper 2. That is not the way we are going to study, and that is not recommended also. We will be talking about how we are going to structure our course a little while later. Now the third popular way of studying this subject is nationality based. Nationality based. And this has been if one can say, that's a weakness of the subject or the strength of the subject. Right from the beginning, this has been the tendency. It's like American anthropology or the British anthropology, German anthropology, French anthropology, etc., etc., and we also have Indian anthropology. And interestingly, India, or this term you might have known, Indology, study of India. Indology has been most often one of the themes of study of all these other nationalities. Though it might be a German who is writing, though it might be an American who is writing, they always had taken themes from India. Why? We will see in the classroom. Take it. So this is one other way of studying, nationality based study. What I will try to do for you now is, I will give you a bird's eye view of your syllabus, and then I will go to talk about what books you should be studying and how exactly to approach, what we are going to approach, etc. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? I'll answer them later. Or बताइए. Any question? Can I go ahead? Yeah. Sir, I would first go in a very conventional manner. When I'm giving this explanation of how the syllabus looks like, you would be closely looking into your syllabus document. Then we will see how to approach it. So you have 2 papers in your syllabus, and I am sure many of you must have gone through the syllabus document earlier, है ना? And how did you feel looking at the syllabus document? When you had seen the syllabus document, क्या लगा?
Ma'am, paper 1 contains more or less all the general terminologies and issues of anthropology in general for whole world. But in paper 2, it's comprehensively for Indian Indology.
Yeah.
Indian anthropology.
Good, good. Yeah, that is one important conclusion that one can draw. The first paper otherwise is called a general anthropology paper. Second paper we call Indian anthropology paper, to be much more specific. In fact, the syllabus is organized in 2 sections. Though section based questioning is not happening of late. There are 2 sections in each one. I am giving these sectional categorization so that for the purpose of understanding, for the purpose of study, it would be much more convenient. Otherwise, in the syllabus that is given to you, that kind of a formal division is not there. Till about 3 years ago, a very strict way of following that section wise questioning was followed, but right now there is a jumbling of the questions. Occasionally you find questions from paper 2 also being asked in paper 1 and vice versa. Nevertheless, for our comfort in understanding the subject, we are trying to do this. So in here we have chapters 1 to 8, here you have chapters 9 to 12, we have 1 to 5 and 6 to 9. Those are the numbers of the chapters. Those are the numbers of the chapters. This is otherwise called general anthropology. Every aspect of syllabus somehow or the other is represented here. This is representative of the entire syllabus. In fact, to say that chapter 1 is technically a proper general anthropology. So right now 1 to 8 can be called general anthropology. 9 to 12 it was referred to, right now it is not, but then biological anthropology. We call this study of Indian society. These are the loose terms that are used, sir, but if you go into the details it might be something different. The nomenclature is given based on what is the majority theme. So when I say Indian society, it is not simply Indian society, other things are also there, but mostly Indian society is there. And while I am talking, I will also be trying to give you inputs related to which are the most scoring chapters, where exactly you have to focus. Now when I am trying to present it this way, in the content related to human studies, we have studies of man based on evolution, based on differences and diversity, based on applications. When I say evolution, we have biological evolution, cultural evolution studies. Now look at your paper 1, chapter 1. In paper 1, chapter 1, barring the first three, leave the first three, that is 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. When you go to 1.4 onwards, you see some kind of topics related to evolution. You can start seeing the names such as primates or Darwinian ideas, various other biological themes as you go to 1.5 and 1.6. If you go on reading through your document, by the time you go to 1.6, you start to see things like cultural evolution of man, and then you have 1.7, which is altogether a different thing that talks about basic cell biology, wherein questions are hardly asked, but then we would be doing that also. 1.8, when you go there, you have various other biological and cultural evolution studies. So at one point you have lithic ages, paleo, mesolithic, etc. And then you also have the primitive man's studies, different kinds of interesting names you might be reading there. Australo is there, Homo erectus is there, kind of. This is all a chunk that deals with evolution. So it is cultural evolution as well as biological evolution. When we talk about biological evolution, we are actually trying to study organic evolution, where we see how different species, especially in our context, how the human species might have originated, who our ancestors were. That's a very epic journey that we are going to scale in our that's after all a very interesting thing. Knowing our past has always been very interesting for us, and then many of such people who are enthusiastic, you also might have got your palm read. Did you anytime? You went for the soothsayer, what my future is? No? You went, what did he say?
That online thing is there.
Okay, you sent. What did he say?
They said you will have 2 children or something.
Okay.
Age will be 27.
How old are you now? 23. About time. Eh? Anything else? Anybody else? That's all? Okay, only one person who might have gone for a soothsayer. Before you join any UPSC coaching, सबको जाना चाहिए. All of you have to go. I will also give recommendations for you if you want. You can go get it done first and then you start. अगर उसने बता दिया कि नहीं है इसमें वो line नहीं है, why do you want to unnecessarily waste your time? है ना? So instead of that, you can perhaps. It's a different story. Some of us might be thinking that okay, अगर वो line नहीं है तो मैं वो line लाकर दिखाऊंगा. है ना? It's possible also. Napoleon Bonaparte, who created his future by drawing the line in his palm. So that's the kind of a mental grit one should be having. Anyway, sir. Cultural evolution, this is there throughout the subject. Wherever we go in the subject, some topic or the other under which evolution is always studied. Randomly if we pick up, look at chapter 3, paper 2. Do you see any word evolution? Evolution of? You find the word chapter 3, paper 2. Or if not evolution, the term origin? Caste origins. So this discussion of origin and evolution is there across the syllabus. Wherever you go, you find this. And maybe perhaps you come to paper 1, chapter 3 in paper 1. There also we have evolution of economic systems. Chapter 4 talks about evolution of political systems. So by now see, when you have come here to attend the workshop, something you will have to take home. that we have come, we have attended, nothing significant has happened in our life by spending a couple of hours there. That should not be the way. At least you should have gone through the syllabus while we are talking, and then at least 2 or 3 pointers you take home, 2 or 3 names of the books you take home, so that the meeting would be worthwhile. Origin studies, evolution studies have always been at the heart of the subject. So whichever topic we take up, we end up doing this. Go to chapter 5, paper 1. The chapter deals with religion, evolutionary theories, psychological theories, and various other things. And so that is one. I mean, you try to study the evolution. When we talk about diversity, here also you have biological diversity and cultural diversity. Somehow the subject believes in appreciating the ones that are different. The ones that are different. I do not know how you have been treating people who are different from you, different in various senses, different in language, different in region, different in religion, different in maybe perhaps the kind of a cuisine that people might be taking up. So when we have these differences, there might be a particular way in which you might be treating them. You may introspect yourself later once the talk is over, how exactly you are treating the people who are different from you, different from what you call we. We in the sense that you are a common lot. When compared to the common lot, how exactly you are treating the people who are different from you. Say caste-wise differences, religion-wise differences. Are you treating them with respect? Are you treating them with disrespect? Are you looking down upon them? Are you trying to imitate them? Are you trying to outsmart them? These are all the things that become a subject matter here. And how exactly we are going to treat the people with differences, look at chapter 2, paper 1. That is where you find certain terminologies such as cultural relativism. And this is one, which has been a very important and interesting question that has come in the exam a number of times, cultural relativism. How to treat the people from other cultures and other ways of life. So that's what we are going to teach you. Okay. So diversity. When we talk about biological diversity, it may be racial diversity. Look at chapter 9.5, paper 1. पहला चीज है ना कि memorize your syllabus. Anthro has been one of the optionals that goes with longer length in the UPSC document. Very detailed way of describing the syllabus, etc. But then you will have to know. I will tell you why you will have to memorize the syllabus also. First, let me finish off this thing. Where are you? 9.5. 9.5, that is a topic related to races, racial criteria, how people can be categorized, etc. So that is only one small segment I am talking about. Similar such biological differences, whether we can see them as very obvious, observable differences. Sometimes certain latent differences might be there. They may be openly not visible, like IQ. Or ability to think, articulate and take decisions. These are also certain things that make you different from the others on a biological plane. Or for example, you look at 9.8, paper 1, that talks about genetic markers. There are certain things that are considered as genetic markers, that may be blood groups, that may be ability to handle certain diseases. Certain communities have this inherent capability of having a resistance against certain diseases. Not everybody would be victims of the disease with the same intensity and frequency. And the ability to handle such kind of situations gives you a very different strength and identity among the human populations. That is where we are going to study biological differences, and that is the theme of the genetic studies. So we try to identify what are the strengths a particular group of people are having, and can we actually transfer that genetic capability to the other populations which are actually vulnerable, and that's what is your genetic engineering all about. So we are going to see in this subject which are the populations that are considered to be having a higher capability. For example, malaria resistance is higher in certain populations. If you go to Africa, the entire eastern part of Africa, the Rift Valley region of Africa, that region is considered to be highly capable of having the resistance to malaria. The reasons we would be looking into our classes when we go to genetic markers. We will be studying sickle cell anemia and how sickle cell anemia has helped those populations build that kind of a resistance, and to what extent people have been able to replicate that in the other populations. And that is where we are going to study what we call Human Genome Project. How exactly Human Genome Project has helped us, which were the simple societies, tribal communities, mainstreams, they were the theme of the study there. Okay. Similarly, cultural differences also. Look at chapter 2.3, paper 1. Read out, sir.
Functions of marriage.
फिर से पढ़िए पहले से.
About marriage में definition and universality, laws of marriage, types of marriage,
LOSS law, sir.
LAWS,
Okay.
functions of marriage, marriage payments.
Anybody married here? Okay. Any boys who are married? I mean, any men who are married? No men. Married people are always a strength for my class, sir, because you would be helping us in resolving the problems of marriage. So you give us the practical orientation in a situation, how better you handle the situation, how you could have handled if you had read anthropology before. No? I am sure your partner would be amazed to see you changing once you have studied the subject. Unbelievably, they would be surprised, whether male or female, the others. So it means that you should make them also study anthropology, meaning bring them here as the students. I didn't say anything. ठीक है, वहाँ पर देखिएगा cultural differences in marriage, typologies of marriage. Similarly, you go to the other chapter, family, typologies, how families are changing. So these are all the topics that give us information related to diversity in various cultural things. And then applications is at the heart of the subject. The way questions are being asked in the contemporary times in UPSC anthropology, we see that your conceptual clarity and ability to apply it to the question, to the situation, that is actually tested. So two things you have to be really strong at. One is knowing what exactly the topic means. Secondly, how the topic can be used in solving the situations that the mankind has been witnessing. You there, sir. That's where applications. And what we would be doing is, for every topic that we are going to take up, we will see the applications. Say, sir was talking about language. You go to chapter 7, paper 1. Okay. That's the topic related to language, communication and origin of language and things like that. So we have several things to deal with in countries like India, which is a multi-linguistic society, and that is where we have language minorities, linguistic minorities, apart from other kinds of minorities. So here there is an interconnect. Suppose we have to study and know about language related things in anthropology. Only one small example I am giving. Language is there at different parts in your syllabus. either in a very open way or in a latent way. But here in chapter 7, it is a very clearly being mentioned, the linguistic anthropology kind of things. So you would study language, its origin, how people communicate and all that stuff. When it comes to applications, you go to paper 2. In paper 2, chapter 2, you have various themes that are being studied, like ethnic diversity, biogenetic variability. Within ethnic diversity, you are going to also study language related diversity. As you go deeper into the syllabus, chapter 5 talks about linguistic minorities, linguistic and religious minorities. So when you are writing an answer, when you are studying the subject, you would be studying in this interconnected manner, that there is a basic foundational thing you study in paper 1, say in the context of language. We have already seen the branches. Go to paper 1, you have seen the branches before. There is one branch being mentioned, linguistic anthropology. You would study chapter 7 language. You go to paper 2, study linguistic diversity. You go to page chapter 5 in paper 2, study linguistic minorities. That's where your cycle is completed. You understood? And maybe occasionally we will have to also incorporate language based regional movements and hence regionalism, that is there towards the end of your syllabus. This is what we call comprehensive way of studying. It should not be like, okay, I have taken this syllabus of one chapter, I have studied 10 pages on this and my task is done. It is not that way. There has to be a proper interconnection. ठीक है sir? Now, quickly we will have a glance at paper 2 also. In paper 2, you have 2 segments as I told you. One is Indian society, but then in Indian society, chapter 1 completely deals with what we call archaeology. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, etc. You would be studying archaeology. How you study archaeology also I will tell you. And chapter 2 deals with population. These two we don't specifically call them Indian society, but then 3 onwards we can place them as Indian mainstream society. 3 talks about entire the Hindu society, which otherwise we dub it as Indian society. And we also see various religions, how they have impacted Indian society or the Hindu society, and the give and take between them kind of things. So that is where Indian society and transformation of it, various factors from within and outside, how they have molded the kind of cultural aspects of Indian society. And then you have a good lot of tribal issues. Mostly you find tribal issues in 6, 7 and partly chapter 8. 9 is a summing up of the entire syllabus and trying to throw up certain newer themes of ठीक है. Now let me tell you how we would be doing our course. पहले तो आपको, before you join the course, people have been asking, several people have been questioning time and again before we come to the class what we will have to study. अभी लोग संतुष्ट नहीं होते when I say that let us start in the class only, and they think that I am trying to bully them. I am not trying to bully people. You will have to start with the class only. I do not want you to pick up any wrong nerve and start reading there. Then there will be a problem of, there can be 2 types of problems. One, you might lose interest in the subject because you might have picked up something that is not at all interesting for you. Second thing may be that you might learn in a wrong way. Unlearning would be difficult. So come with an empty mind, a clean slate, so that I will be in a position to better mold you in the requirement of the examination. Nevertheless, because several people have been asking this question, I will take a liberty and give you this homework, that is memorize the syllabus before you come to the class. ये अच्छा रहा ना. And in the process, you will be reading several new terminologies also. And that's how things are. ये आप memorize करो. I will tell you what we would be doing in the class. Our offline program is going to start on 22nd December. ठीक है? Number of classes would range between 90 and 100. Initially, we would start with a couple of hours, maybe 3 or 4 days. We will have 2 hours of classes. Starting May, I don't want to give you a higher dose so that you would run away, slowly, because when poison has to be given to you, gradually we'll make you get used to it. Once you get addicted to it, then we would increase the dose. फिर आप मांगने लगोगे 3 घंटे के बाद और चाहिए kind of. Then we would try to give you double the classes, etc. But then on an average, you would have about 2 hours 45 minutes in the online and 3 hours in the offline mode. So you would have the class from ठीक है, अच्छे से ब्रेकफास्ट करना, हल्का सा करना, अच्छे से माने ब्रेकफास्ट करना, 3 घंटा लगातार बैठने के लिए mentally and physically also you should be prepared. You have any other issues, settle them before 11 o'clock, be here, and all the 3 hours with a single-minded focus. See, when you are listening to me, Nannu Matrame Vinali, you are not supposed to, you should listen to me only, no other thoughts. And don't miss your first class, because first class is where I will tell you how we are going to write down notes, what is the way of taking up the running note, dictations and what books and all that stuff I will be telling you. आज का तो general talk है for anybody, whether you are joining the course, not joining the course, ये सभी के लिए open session है. But that class, when the course begins, we would be much more to the point, will be guiding you how to write and things like that, including your handwriting, your side heads, your colors that you would be using, what kind of pictures and all that stuff. So first class you are not supposed to miss. Now when it comes to this thing, in the online mode, we have generally on monthly courses we would have. Every month we have a new program beginning. For the month of December, we would be starting from 29th, madam, 29th of December, we would be starting the online program based on the classes that we are going to have here. And for the online people, we would be having frequent live doubts clarification sessions. Doubts clarification sessions, maybe in the Zoom or whatever platform they are going to give me. On that we would be meeting, and the doubt clarification would be taken up. Timings, etc. would be announced from time to time. Sometimes it may be a daily affair, sometimes once in 2 days we would be doing. But the thing is that I want you people also to be much more closely going along with the course, apart from the offline people who are anyway physically there. ये एक हो गया. And when it comes to what I am going to start with, etc. For your batch, I will be starting with anthropological theory. That is generally chapter 6 of paper 1. But I will not be, when I start the first class, I would not say that, see, this is chapter 6 of paper 1, blah, 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 kind of. Because I have to tell you what the subject offers, apart from a general talk that I have given today, and what are all the things that we will have to do together. 2 examples only I will be giving today in the class here. how we would be linking up things and doing. One, I have already told you about language, if at all language has to be studied, from which places in the syllabus you would be, and that is how a comprehensive way of studying comes up. If part of the question is from paper 1, part of the question is from paper 2, unless otherwise you have that kind of an exposure, that kind of an understanding, you will not be able to write the answer for the requirement of UPSC. So first, see, generally what we do is we prepare the lesson plan for the entire 90 to 100 lectures with what chapter to, to follow, which chapter, etc. But sometimes what might happen is that based on the crowd, I will be forced to change a bit of the sequence. If at all the crowd, because I am also in touch with the online students on a regular basis, I know pretty well which is the tough area for them, whether they are enjoying, whether you are enjoying or not, we know pretty well. Based on that, suppose मुझे लगा कि thought के बाद और थोड़ा thought कराओ इनसे, I mean not simply chapter 6 but elsewhere also you have theory based things, so I may pull out some of the theory based things from Indian society also and make you do. पर मुझे लगता है कि बच्चे थकने लगे, then I would give a diverse kind of a thing. Maybe perhaps I would start with archaeology. मुझे लगता है कि archaeology बच्चों ने बहुत अच्छा किया, then I might add biological evolution in the form of biological origins of man, Darwinian theories and all that I might do. But then in the beginning I am giving you a basic flow chart of what I am going to do in that sequence. So we would be starting with the anthropological theory. This is the first major segment. Whichever chapter we are going to start in the beginning, that would take a longer time, because I will have to give you the required vocabulary, I will have to introduce the entire subject in a manner that you would not fumble anywhere, you would not feel the discomfort of not knowing the terminologies. So for that purpose, whichever chapter that I am going to take up in the beginning, that is going to take a little longer time. And then once I do this, my idea will be to do archaeology. Sir, when I arrange this kind of a syllabus, the sequence, what runs in my mind is, firstly, the student has to have very strong foundation. The strong foundation can come with anthropological theory. And the way questions are being asked, we see that very contemporary schools of thought are being incorporated in the examination. So it is not simply the very classical schools that I will be discussing, the contemporary ones which have been in limelight, those also I will be adding. That is where every batch has its own tinge, has its own diversity when compared to the previous batch. You will not find this batch exactly similar to the previous one, because with the kind of journal publications, with the kind of talks and discussions that go on in the world of anthropology, I will have to keep strengthening. Do not think that UPSC is stuck at the classical anthropology. It also has been changing, and I wish and hope that it changes very swiftly, very radically, so that both the teachers and the students are always on the toes. Now, and also the second thing what runs in my mind while I am arranging the things in a sequence is the volume of marks that each of these segments caters to in the examination. Say for example, when we go to archaeology, this has been very attractive field of asking questions for UPSC, and on several occasions we have seen out of 500 marks, 175, 180 marks coming from archaeology alone. So 500 marks put together, paper 1 and paper 2, and we find 170 to 180 marks coming from archaeology itself. That means the value of that particular segment to the subject, and that's the reason why I try to arrange archaeology towards the beginning of the course. So that you get that satisfaction that okay, I have finished the syllabus for 150 marks, 170 marks. That is also very important. Once we do that, we will take you to topics like Indian society. I finish Indian society, then I will take you to topics within, you have chapter 10, 11, 12. These we call biological anthropology or applied physical anthropology. In fact, when I say archaeology, it has two things. One is biological element of archaeology, cultural element of archaeology. So both have to be done together. And then social institutions. Social institutions, starting from chapter 2, 3, 4, 5 and 7. That is a basic model that we are having. Rest of the things I will be explaining to you in the first class very clearly, chapter by chapter, how we are going to do. But here I will give you one more in order to understand how holistically one has to prepare. Say for example, you have to study archaeology. Okay? Your study would start from the branches of anthropology. Within the branches, you have archaeological anthropology. That's where you would start from. And which thinkers, why they studied archaeology, etc. And you will take it to the concepts, the ideas of pre-Darwinian and Darwinian ideas. You can see in 1.4, 1.5, etc. And as you are going down, you find chapters related to lithic ages and various metal ages. When you are doing this lithic and metal ages, an overall perspective of the world you would be getting in paper 1, and parallelly you would be studying in paper 2. Are you following what I am saying? I am talking about how we are going to study archaeology. When we have to study archaeology, you start from the basic fundamental branches within which archaeological anthropology is one. Then you will talk about how archaeological anthropology had emerged in the field of anthropology. You study Darwinian ideas, pre and post Darwinian ideas. Then as you go down, you would see dating methods. No? You could see that 1.8 dating methods, various lithic ages are there, and 1.6 talks about man's ancestors. When we are doing all this, each of these topics should be coterminously done with Indian applications also. In India, 1.1 to 1.3 deals with archaeology. Say for example, you do here Bronze Age cultures, we do Indus Valley cultures there. So, and then you will be in a better position to appreciate how Bronze Age elsewhere in the world was different from Bronze Age in India. Whether we were better off when compared to them, or is it that we have borrowed something from them, kind of things. Are you there? So this is how we try to link up things. There may be topics of religion, topics of various other things. Whichever topics we take up, we will have to build the basics, and then we will have to take you to the Indian applications, world applications, problem resolution. That is how it should be done. That is the way that we do. And as far as your class information, etc. is concerned, you would be relying on information for your preparation. One is the detailed discussions that we are going to have. Whatever we discuss, you would be taking that as a running note. Secondly, dictations. I am known for dictating a little slower, so you should be matching up with my speed. What's your speed of writing? How many words per minute? Check karna ghar jaake. But when you are writing in the classroom, we touch about 25 to 30 words per minute in the dictation. People ask for reducing the speed. I will try, but I will fail. So you will have to improve your speed whatsoever, dictation. And then you will be given printed books. whatever is not there in the books, you will be given additional PDFs based on that batch, that year's requirement. These, and then you would have practice writing whatever tests, whatever assignments, based on which kind of course that you are enrolling into. In the foundation course, test series is not inherently there, but in the comprehensive course, test series is also thoroughly provided. These are the 5 pillars based on which your course would run. ठीक है. And the very first thing which I wanted to talk about is introducing myself, that I am doing now. Okay? That is my name, not classes, but this one. That is my name. My full name is this. That was before marriage. Later this got added up. You grow with time. Your name also grows with time, and that's how things are. I had done my civil engineering in the University of Osmania University. Having come from typically bureaucratic family with uncles, parents, and people around in bureaucracy, and having married into bureaucratic family once again. What we generally talk about is UPSC, uthte, baithte, sote, khate, pite kind of a thing. And most of the things that come up to me, like your scripts are there, that becomes our dinner table discussion. So when we try to evaluate your paper, we try to discuss across among ourselves, what is the strength of this boy, what is the weakness of this boy, kind of a things. So it's like, for your personalized comments, etc., you have not enrolled for one teacher, but several of us together. We try to, and that is where we try to pick up certain sparks in the students, so that we can polish them, we can shine them much better, and that's how things are. The more you do, the better we will also be in a position to provide to you. And in the meantime, I had done several studies and courses, like, I studied journalism, I worked with BBC as a content writer in the short films, and then I was into human resource management, I was into anthropology, and I did several of the field studies. That's how things are. So the practice is something that is very, very important apart from studying. You must have told her before. Those are restless souls. If you don't answer once, she will call again. So better you put it in silent. या फिर मैसेज करो कि मैडम के साथ हूँ. Where was I? You diverted me. What's your name, sir? Bhanu Prakash. I'll remember you. Yeah, that's how. So I am somebody who constantly studies, who constantly does some course or the other. When your course is not going on, I will be doing some course for myself, so that your certificate can be added to the CV, and additional information can be given to the students. Basically, I want the spice, I want the stuff for your exams. From batch to batch, I will be able to change the content, because I study, teachers have to study, that is the basic principle. ऐसा नहीं कि एक बार पढ़ लिया जिंदगी भर वही पढ़ा रहे. These are not alphabets, right? Once you learn throughout your, in fact, even in teaching alphabets, there are new methods coming up. The one that is very static, and the subject is very, very dynamic, which requires a lot of application, and hence, that's why I'm always a student. It's not you, but I'm a student. From every batch, I learn things, and you are our teachers, kind of. But at the end of the day, it's a run, it's a fight between, I don't say fight, but then maybe a competition between UPSC and ourselves, whether we are able to reach out to the UPSC's requirements, kind of thing. ऐसा है. Any questions? So 22nd we would be starting. That would go up to the mid of April. Come there, no, please. Don't give any. We should be updating, ma. This year at least a couple of books I will be updating. Saurav. Anu. Is rote learning required for anthropology? See, anything that you try to learn by heart without understanding is meaningless. First of all, you will have to learn. Understand. पहले understand करो, बाद में automatically things. See, I tell you, 22nd जब आप start करते हो offline program and 29th in the online program, when we are starting, within a week's time, 5-6 classes when you have finished attending, we take a stock of number of anthropologists that you know of, and you would be amazed. See, I believe in internalizing the subject without the pain. जैसा कि आपको वो anesthesia का effect होता है. You don't know that you are learning, but then you would learn. That's what we call internalizing. You would be amazed at the things that you learnt without knowing. So memorizing, don't give it such a huge name. That should be memorized, rote learning, etc. Understand कर लोगे तो remembering is also very very easy. उत्कर्ष, मैंने आपका ये क्वेश्चन देखा है, जानबूझकर मैंने उधर आंसर नहीं किया. I will answer to you on a personal message. ठीक है. इसका थोड़ा explanation की ज़रूरत है. Maybe perhaps in a voice call I will explain. Books for anthropology, हमने यहाँ पर लास्ट में लिखा है. इसमें कुछ बुक्स नहीं पढ़ने हैं इसलिए भी लिखा है इसमें. ठीक है. Certain books I have given towards the end. Something that I closely recommend is the first one, that is Miller and Weiss. Very lucid. Some of the questions you can directly take from there, kind of a book. Ember is a classic. We would be recommending for things like primatology. इसमें linguists and sir, if at all you are joining the course, don't buy anything. बाद में बताएंगे आपको कि क्या खरीदना है क्या नहीं खरीदना है. ठीक है. Books number 4 and 5 I don't recommend at all, but then people have been buying them. That's the reason why I have written here, in order to specifically tell that these are not to be depended on. In fact, for this thought related content, there are certain books. One is by Marvin Harris, Rise of Anthropological Thought. That is one. Conventionally, we try to recommend to the students Rise of Anthropological Thought. Or social anthro and thought के लिए there is one other author by name Haviland. Haviland's cultural anthropology, that is something very useful. And this is one book that I am going to use for your batch. That is Matei Candia's book on styles and theories of anthropology. So that is the book that I am going to use for your batch. And certain other books are there in your list you can go through. Sir, approach for a beginner, as you are saying, we would be starting with basic vocabularies in the class, and the way we would be arranging the content. See, everybody is a beginner here. Not that you have studied something and came, we know pretty well. So whatever approach that we are going to follow, we would be following keeping in mind that from the scratch we would be starting. Okay. So whatever course that you are going to attend will be a beginner's course only. Question paper discussion and all cannot happen here, sir. That will be an altogether different forum. When we can, I do not know if Kavya Sai, who is our student, old student, if at all she is an old student, let her call separately. We will talk to her, the sources and all that stuff. As of now, if at all current affairs related to Anthro for the old students is concerned, we are anyway posting on our Q&A channel in the website also, in Anthropology News Diary. वहाँ से आप current affairs निकाल सकते हो. And if you are an old student, you can get in touch so that I can share the other links, other things also. Jyotiraditya, इनसे बात हुई थी recently also. What one should, sir, long term, short term tests, etc., they are very personalized, sir, based on the time that is available for you when you are writing the exam. If at all you have finished the course very recently, अगर आपको immediately mains लिखना है, वैसे तो mains it is very close by, a short term test series only you will take. इनका specific कुछ और query है तो बात कराइएगा. Fortunately or unfortunately, this is a forum where I am trying to take up the general questions only. Is there a decline in current affairs? No, sir. No, sir or madam, I don't know. Rishu Kumar, okay. Every time we will have to see when we try to prepare questions, etc., we see any topic that is currently important. Based on the current related things only, question papers are set. So current affairs importance कभी कम ही नहीं होगा. It is always there. What is the difference between running notes and dictation? क्लास में देखेंगे, फर्स्ट क्लास में बताएंगे. रनिंग नोट्स भागते भागते लिखते हैं. Are your class notes enough? Will you cover 100% syllabus? Or we have to study certain topics from other sources? धमकी दे देकर पूछ रहे. हाँ? फिर भी I will answer because this is the buyer's world. हाँ? I will answer. Sir, मैंने कुछ लिखा था थोड़ी देर पहले. Where? Yeah, this is where you get the information. क्लास का डिस्कशन होगा, डिक्टेशन होगा, प्रिंटेड नोट होगा, पीडीएफ होगा, कुछ और होगा तो टेस्ट में देंगे. एवरीथिंग पुट टुगेदर. इतना पढ़ लो, जान बची तो फिर देखेंगे. दैट इज हाउ पीपल एक्चुअली कम अप कि काफी होगा क्या जो तुम दे रहे हो, पहले ये पढ़ो फिर देखते हैं. 100% सिलेबस आई विल कवर. 100% माने के कुछ चीजें होती हैं जो आपको खुद से पढ़ने होते हैं, जो हम हैंड आउट में देंगे, प्रिंटेड नोट में देंगे, जहां पर एक्सप्लेनेशन की ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. ठीक है. Those things we would be giving you in the handouts and we would be incorporating in the tests so that framing of the answers उस चीज पे कैसा है. Because in the assignments I would be giving those questions. Assignment आप घर पर लिखोगे, उसका structure क्लास में मिलेगा. You will be in a position to understand how to approach that kind of. Near 100% करने की हम कोशिश करते हैं. कुछ चीजें हैं जैसा कि सेल बायोलॉजी है. सेल अभी आप मतलब वहाँ से कोई क्वेश्चन हम बताते नहीं, मतलब we don't get any question from there, but then we would try to discuss that also, so that student doesn't feel that okay इस चीज़ को आपने छोड़ दिया kind of. You have to understand a smart way of studying also. That's all, ma'am. Generally in the online mode, what we do is how to start answer writing practice by the beginner. लिखो और क्या? You start writing. Questions इतने generic मत रखा करो. They have to be specific, जिसमें हम आंसर कर सकें. अब यूपीएससी भी ऐसा पूछेगा तो आप क्या लिखोगे, है ना? So it is like daily कुछ चीज़ें लिखनी होती है. जैसे आपने क्लास स्टार्ट किया, कोर्स स्टार्ट किया, कोर्स में हम बताते हैं these are the questions that you'll have to practice. If at all you are from outside the course program, then maybe perhaps some tests you would be picking up, some test series you would pick up and you try to answer them, kind of. So when you are trying to begin, at what stage of beginning you are, that is very important. So ये सारे very generic kind of things will. Is he a student? Saurav? No. Class join करो Saurav, you will know how to be on toes. हम बताएंगे कौन से टोस पे कैसे ठहरना है. तो जोक्स अपार्ट, इट इज लाइक पहले कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर रखो, कॉन्सेप्ट को डिटेल में पढ़ो. एक टर्म नया दिख गया एग्जाम में तो आप बौखला जाते हो. दैट शुड नॉट हैपन. सो वी वुड ट्राई टू टेल, सी सेम थिंग माइट हैव डिफरेंट टर्मिनोलॉजीज. आपको आंसर पता है, क्वेश्चन नहीं पता है. So you will have to know what are the diverse names with which the same phenomena can be called, and what could be the intricate detail of it. जैसा कि Iron Age cultures होगा, Iron Age cultures region wise they have their own different names. Bronze Age cultures they have regionally different names and categorizations. From where UPSC picks up based on what might have been discussed in the recent past. So एक तो अपना concept clear रखना है. Second thing is one has to be looking into various journal materials etc. Various जैसे कि anthropological congress हुआ है, उसमें कौन से topics publish हुए हैं, what are the things that people must have spoken there. So those are the conferences and journals from where we would get an understanding of what might be a question that could come in the examination kind of things. ठीक है. और मैम आप लोग बताएं. You have no doubts, pretty clear of everything. देखो बच्चे पूछ रहे doubts, आप लोग भी पूछो.
Will you give, like, if you are taking any single topic now, but will you give expected questions are
Sure,
already
that's my duty. Expected questions बताना मेरा शौक भी है बचपन से. Even while I was doing engineering, my colleagues my class fellows used to take the expected questions list from me. जैसा कि my question paper दे रहे उधर. So it was like that kind of special interest I have. तो पहले concept समझाओ, application बताओ, पुराने क्वेश्चन जो हैं उसको कैसे आंसर कर सकते थे, नए क्वेश्चंस कौन से आएंगे, आप कहाँ क्या लिखोगे. बस ये एक चीज मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगी, आपके बदले मैं एग्जाम नहीं लिखूंगी, बाकी सब करूंगी. वो भी लिखना है, वो एक नहीं करूंगी. और हाँ जी सर. पास टाइम के लिए पढ़ लो. अब मैं बोलूंगी मत पढ़ो, आप छोड़ तो नहीं दोगे. For UPSC, I don't see much, sir. Standard books पढ़िएगा. Once everything is over, pastime के लिए पढ़ लेना. अब किसी ने कह दिया Sapiens पढ़ना ही पढ़ना है. Even before we do know the basics, if we are studying there, we end up there. है ना, वैसा. और
biological thing, people have recommended teaching after that. So
yeah, especially if you are coming from an engineering background, you don't touch. Arts background, you don't touch. There are certain basic books, यहाँ पर हमने नहीं दिया, but ओरिएंट ब्लैक्समैन पब्लिकेशंस का एक बुक है एसेंशियल्स ऑफ ह्यूमन जेनेटिक्स, ठीक है, ओरिएंट ब्लैक्समैन पब्लिकेशंस एसेंशियल्स ऑफ ह्यूमन जेनेटिक्स, वो बुक पढ़िएगा, दैट हेल्प्स इन क्लैरिफाइंग द बेसिक्स. एंड इन एडिशन टू दैट आई generally recommend this Steen and Rowe that I have given in your list of questions. Because one has to understand that you are not answering questions on pure biology. Any question that is given, it has to be rightly a mix of what the social phenomena is apart from the biological phenomena. Out, sir. Can we call off the session? Thank you so much for being there, and would see you on 22nd. If anything else is there to talk, to ask, etc., I am there in the office. You can, or personal calls, Busy Temple. Thank you so much.